So what's good, TMG fam? It's your boy L, and I'm back with another reaction. How y'all feel? Welcome back to the channel. Salute. Now, next video, I don't kind of sit right with me a little bit. I'm gonna tell you why. The title of the video is 15 most dangerous tourist destinations in the world. And it's that one word that bothers me. Tourist. Tourist, that word, it makes me cringe. I don't like that word because it makes you feel like you're either a mark or a target or a sitting duck or easy for the taking. I don't like that word tourist, man. It just don't sit right with me at all. You know what I mean? Like you go to a country and you know you hear about all the stories of people going to foreign countries or different places, man, and getting followed and coming up missing, and all because I feel like they were playing like that tourist role, you know, walking around looking like you really not from here. You know what I mean? If I'm in another country, I'm trying to be like I'm from here. I'm walking around, chest poked out, like I own the place. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to look like he looked like, yeah, there's an easy mark right there. Target, got him. Nah, we're not doing that. It's not happening. You know what I'm saying? So, but we're going to check this video out, man. 15 most dangerous tourist destinations in the world. Maybe you're slated to go to some of these places this year, and I may just save your life. Ever thought about that? That's what brought you here. That's what made you click this video, to save your life. It's maybe what I'm doing. I don't know. All right? So, y'all get at me in the comment section, man. Get at me in the comment section. Look at me, already ending the video. Yeah, if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, join the fam. We blood in, blood out. Ain't we, babe?
Yep.
See, y'all ain't even know she was sitting over there. She over there. Blood in, blood out. Once they in, they in. This thing of ours. It's like the mob, right? That's
right.
Okay.
Family for life.
Okay, go back and being quiet.
Okay.
She on my nerves. All right, and one more thing before we get ready, all right? Run the likes up, baby. Run them likes up. Let's go.
Every year around the world while they're on vacation. Some of them were seeking a thrilling experience, and some of them were just extremely unlucky. From the most dangerous hike in the entire world to a city ruled by the drug cartel, here...
See, that one right there. That one right there, the cartel.
Are 15 most dangerous tourist destinations in the world. Number 15. Cape Tribulation Beach, Australia. The famous saying that everything kills you in Australia takes a different meaning when you talk about Cape Tribulation Beach. Cape Tribulation Beach is a breathtaking...
I never heard that saying before. Everything kills you in Australia? Never heard that before. Oh, but trust me, it's in the memory bank now.
Beautiful place to visit, if you don't mind putting your life in danger, of course. Literally everywhere you go, there are signs warning you about the wildlife that can not only kill you, but also most probably is actively out to get you. And the attacks can come from water, air, land, and even from plants. In the beautiful, crystal clear turquoise waters, you can find the infamous box jellyfish, also known as the most deadly jellyfish in the world. They're able to kill a great white shark with their venom, just in case you were wondering. Oh, and also, they are translucid, meaning you will never see them coming. Then, if you make it out of the water safe, you'll find 7-foot crocs waiting there for you, and they will not hesitate to have a go at you if they're feeling peckish. Then there's also the itchy tree. It's a beautiful tree with big leaves and gorgeous red berries, but watch out. Do not touch it. It will release onto your skin thousands of glass-like shards.
Well, can you even breathe in Australia? Jeez.
That will remain there for months, and if you breathe them in, you could possibly die.
And he just answered that question. If you breathe them in, you just die. Like, you can't do nothing. Like, why is there people even there?
So, yeah, stay away from the trees as well.
Before we go on, like this video, smash the subscribe button and click the notification bell right now, or this centipede will crawl on your face when you're sleeping.
Number 14. Shenzhen Safari Park. The Shenzhen Safari Park is the first zoo in China to have non-caged animals. In its 158 acres, there are more than 300 kinds of wild animals roaming free.
Oh, no.
The basic idea of the zoo is that you go around in a blinded, cage-like truck from where you can feed the beasts with a long metal rod with a piece of chicken at the end of it. So they're not the ones in a cage, you are. It's an interesting concept, but it can be terrifying as well, considering some of the animals are tigers, brown bears, wolves, lions, leopards, and even tigans and ligers, which are hybrids between lions and tigers. These animals are not tamed in any way, so they remain very dangerous to a human. That's why you can only go around inside the special truck with an expert inside to deal with any possible dangerous situation. Oh, and to top off the fantastic experience of this amazing place, there's also a motorcycle and car stunt show at night. So if you're a lover of adrenaline and thrilling experiences, the Shenzhen Safari Park is the place for you. Number 13. Skellig Michael. Skellig Michael is a rocky island off the coast of Ireland in the Atlantic Ocean. There's a 7th century monastic settlement at the top of one of its 2 peaks, and it has been dubbed the Beehive because of its peculiar resemblance. It sits at 218 meters above sea level, and the only way to reach it is by climbing a very steep pathway carved onto the rocky mountain, and there are no safety rails or any kind of aid. It's a very humid and rainy corner of the
That's the death walk. That's what you should call it.
world, so the steps are often wet and slippery, making it extremely dangerous if you're not an experienced climber. And there are 670 steps to go if you want to reach the top. After a tourist died on his way up, safety has become a very important issue, and the elderly and children are advised to remain inland. It's no surprise that the monks that used to live there were looking for reclusion. It is a very difficult access, and everybody would think twice before trying to get there. It's also extremely windy, so that increases the danger of climbing those steps. So, what do you say? Would you take the risk?
Nope.
Number 12. Praia de Boa Viagem. Brazil is known for its beautiful sandy beaches with crystal blue waters. But tourists aren't the only ones that like to visit them. Also, marine life. And sometimes the cohabitation might be deadly. It's what happens in the Recife coast, especially at the Boa Viagem beach, where sharks are known to hang out. Because of this, there are lots of lifeguards deployed at that beach when it's shark season to instruct and teach people how to get in the water, where to do so, or if it's not a good idea.
And if I gotta go through all of that, just point me in the direction of a pool. I gotta know where to get in, where to get out, what time to get in, what time to get out, how to swim, how to avoid a shark. I'm just literally in there playing with death. Like, nah, just point me to a pool, a good hotel, a clean pool. I'm cool. I don't need this. Like just to swim. You gotta swim for your life. No.
At all.
Man, look at all the people out there who just don't mind swimming with sharks. Y'all look at all the people that don't mind playing with death. That's crazy. That is insane. And y'all know they've been recently finding like megalodon teeth everywhere. Y'all keep playing in the water.
But as we all know, not everybody's good at following orders, and there's always that guy that thinks he knows better. And that's when the attacks happen, and they happen a lot apparently. So if you dream of visiting the Recife coast in Brazil, don't panic, just follow the lifeguard's instructions and you'll be completely safe. You might even get close enough to the sharks to be at reach range. Always keep in mind that they are unpredictable predators, of course, and try to keep your distance at all costs. So there you have it. If you're an adrenaline lover and you enjoy paradisal beaches and
these people got their kids in the water, ain't that child abuse? Isn't that like a form of child abuse? Who's to say this parent wasn't tired of her child and ain't just push him out there towards the shark? Or a spouse or something like that. was just waiting on you to look up. I knew she would look up, bro. But the way she looked up, she was in her phone, and then it was like a late registration.
Okay.
So the occasional flirt with danger, Boa Viajim Beach is the perfect vacation spot for you. Number 11. Half Dome, Yosemite NP, California. The Half Dome at the Yosemite Park in California is one of extreme beauty and presence. It overlooks the entire park and it rules above it. Many people hike to the top each summer, but not without accidents. It is on record that the park rangers have to take on an average of 100 injuries per season. For most people, it takes 12 hours to reach the top and go back down the dome before it gets dark, so you should start at dawn or even before that. And everybody that takes the endeavor should be as prepared as they possibly can be.
To die.
Put on appropriate hiking shoes with a high traction grip because the rocky steps can be wet and very slippery. Make sure to bring enough water and food to last through the entire day, and always be careful of where you step. There's also the fact that
So if y'all ain't gonna ask the question, I'm gonna ask it. Where do you go to the bathroom at during those 12 hours? Do you just turn around and let it rain on the people that's down below you? Or where are you using the bathroom at? You're there 12, it takes you 12 hours to get to the top. Huh? Know what type of bladders y'all got?
The last stretch of the hike is a mountaineer cable route, and if you're scared of heights, you could be in real danger. But even considering all this, everybody that makes it to the top says it is absolutely worth it. It is a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and if you feel that you're up for the challenge, you should definitely give it a try. Number 10. Running with the Bulls in Pamplona. If you enjoy being in close quarters with extremely dangerous animals, we found your next holiday destination, Pamplona. Pamplona is a town in Spain, and every summer they have the San Fermines, which is a festival in honor of Saint Fermin. The festival usually lasts for a week, in which they let loose 6 very large and non-castrated bulls on the street. But these are not your normal bulls. They are called the Toro Bravo, which is a particularly big and aggressive Spanish breed. During the festival, they close up.
And I know some of y'all looking at it like, did they clip the horns? I still don't care. You see how that dude got mauled? Like,
6 streets where the bulls can roam free, and everybody has to wear white except for a red scarf. And considering that red is the only color that bulls can see, it becomes, for them, a sign of aggression, and they simply stampede and tackle people. But in this curious Spanish town, people seem to enjoy the danger, and it's become so popular that travelers from around the world go there to
see the people fall to the ground. That don't always work.
Run with the bulls. But even if it is a very old and annual tradition, it never ends without terrible accidents. The bull's horns can grow longer than a foot, and if it gores you and touches a vital organ, you might not live to tell the tale. Number 9.
That's like playing Russian roulette with a bull, bro. Like, why are we doing this? Whatever happened to a simple card game? Like, it's other things we could be doing right now. Playing with bulls.
Cliffs of Moher, Ireland. Did you know that a selfie could be lethal? Well, it can, and it happens in real life. That's the case of 26-year-old Annan Goel, a student that lived in Dublin and decided to go visit the Cliffs of Moher in Ireland. When he stood too close to the edge to take a selfie, he fell and dropped 600 feet to his death. And his isn't the only accident that's happened at the site. Lots of visitors opt to go out of the bounds of the safe route, putting their own lives at risk. The cliffs are very unstable, and there can be landslides that can take you with them and swipe you off your feet. And despite the efforts of the local rangers, people keep doing what they're not supposed to, resulting in many deadly accidents. So many, in fact, that there's even a memorial for those who have lost their lives at the site. The cliffs are also extremely windy and wet, which makes for a difficult grip and therefore suitable for slips and falls. And considering it's a 700-foot drop, slips can turn to tragedy in a split second. So if you ever decided to visit the cliffs of Maher, just make sure to follow the path. Or don't at your own risk. Number 8. Lake Natron, Tanzania. Lake Natron in Tanzania glows in a red, amber, rusted color. It's a very shallow lake and has one of the highest percentages of salt in any natural environment on Earth. So much so that its pH levels are close to that of ammonia. There's also an active volcano nearby that spews chemicals into the water, making it quite toxic for most living things, except for the very few that can thrive in such an extreme environment. Every unlucky animal that falls into the waters becomes calcified in a hardened stone-like state, like statues made out of gray rock. I mean, even Medusa would be jealous of the powers of this lake. The red color comes from toxic algae that lives all over the lake, and that very few animals can eat without dying, one of them being flamingos. Lake Natron's waters can reach 60 degrees, which can inflict third-degree burns in 5 seconds or less. But even considering all of the dangers of Lake Natron, it is a site of breathtaking beauty and a safe haven for many animals that depend on the safety of the lake to survive.
Like blood, didn't it?
Just to show that what could be deadly for some is crucial for the survival of others. Number 7. Caminado del Rey, Spain. Caminado del Rey is a walkway near Malaga on the southern coast of Spain, and it has been dubbed the most treacherous, dangerous, and deadly path in the world. It is 100 years old and was built by prisoners and sailors to link 2 hydroelectric power stations. The pathway deteriorated over time and thus became so tragically dangerous. In some parts, there's only the metal structure visible, meaning you have to walk on a 2-inch surface at 330 feet of altitude, with underneath your feet a rocky cliff that would mean certain death. It's no surprise it's considered the most dangerous walkway on the planet. In the year 2000, though, the Spanish government decided to close it to the public because of the high numbers of people that were dying crossing it. But this only made matters worse. Now, not only was it the most dangerous ever, but it was also banned, which attracted even more adrenaline junkies from around the world. So the only solution was to make it safe, and they did exactly that. Nowadays, the path is not even remotely dangerous, but it's still an impressive hike that you shouldn't miss if you have the chance. Number 6. Kokoda and Black Cat Trails, Papua New Guinea. Both the Kokoda and the Black Cat Trails are reminiscents of a time of war in Papua New Guinea. They both saw the spilled blood of hundreds of soldiers and are extremely unforgiving in nature. Walking these paths is an experience that you can't quite understand unless you've done it yourself. The rainforest is very wild and untouched. The local tribes that still live there do so like they did hundreds of years ago. There are dangerous animals, deadly landslides, and fragile, archaic bridges. The map shows villages that might have moved since they were made, and there's very difficult access if anyone gets injured. Throughout the tracks, you can see relics of the war still sitting there amongst the foliage, like guns or bombs. But even with all its dangers and difficulties, it's an experience to seek if you enjoy stepping out of your comfort zone and discovering new things. The tribes there are extremely friendly and always receive the visitors with a big smile. And there's a lot to learn from them if you want to survive the trail. People often break their legs, sometimes both legs at the same time. You have to keep pushing even in the dark if you want to make it to a safe shelter. And you have the elements constantly betting against you. And to consider those young soldiers that had to cross that trail while dodging bullets, true heroes by any counts if you ask me. Number 5. Mount Huangshan, China. Let's talk about the most dangerous and deadliest hike in the entire world, the Mount Huangshan hike in China. It has been dubbed the plank walk in the sky, and it is exactly as it sounds, an extremely narrow pathway on the side of a mountain with a staggering drop of 7,000 feet below you. In some sections of the trail, you're only standing in a very simplistic and extremely narrow piece of wood. And then you really need to hope your safety harness doesn't decide to malfunction. But that isn't the only insanely dangerous thing about this hike. The staggering number of people that visit it every day is...
I would never do this. This is just crazy, insane, bro. And the reason that I say that is we've seen them talk about this on other videos from other channels that we've checked out. And this one here always comes up. They talk about this one all the time, bro. That should let you know right there. Deadly.
The most dangerous factor. Not only do you have a few inches of wiggly wood planks under your feet, but you also have to keep balance with the movement of hundreds of other people, and even people coming the opposite direction as you. Everybody is obliged to have two carabiners connecting them to the safety cable, and it's obviously not a good idea to unclip them both at the same time. But when you have to pass someone coming opposite from you, they sometimes unclip your carabiner, and that's when the danger starts, considering that if you slip, you plummet down for thousands of feet straight to certain and violent death. Number 4. Pattaya Elephant Kingdom, Thailand. Contrary to what its name indicates, the Pattaya Elephant Kingdom in Thailand is not the home of elephants, but that of 4,300 crocodiles, making it the largest croc farm in the world. But this is a special farm as it's open for visitors. And the owner of this establishment decided it was safe to let the visitors go on the water and feed the large, hungry, dangerous crocodiles. The only thing separating them from...
So they already associate you with the food, or you're gonna be the food, bro. I don't like this concept at all. Look at them, fam. Hungry.
From being eaten themselves is a floating metal half cage that, as you can see, can be very easily tipped over. Needless to say, the government has since closed the farm to visitors, and for very obvious reasons. The so-called cages where people could go into were nothing more than makeshift rafts kept afloat by several plastic barrels strung together, and you can see the rust eating away at the metal structure. I'm a lover of adrenaline myself, but this is hands down having a death wish. Would you step into one of those to go into croc-infested waters carrying meat with you? It is a perfect recipe for disaster. Sure makes you thank the existence of security laws in the world.
And look how they taunting them and just teasing them and playing with... No way.
Number 3. Komchatka. Komchatka is a Russian peninsula forged by volcanoes, and it is one of the most beautiful places on Earth. If you're ever lucky enough to go visit, you'll feel like you're at the end of the world, where everything is magnetic and powerful. But as they say, every rose has its thorns, and so does Komchatka. It is a peninsula riddled with active volcanoes, which is extremely dangerous on its own. But it's also the home of the Russian brown bear, and despite being very cuddly looking, they are extremely dangerous and strong. The night sky gets lit with a red, hellish light every single night coming from the erupting volcanoes. That is a very active zone of danger, alright, and you can easily get stuck there because of the extreme weather, making it impossible to return to mainland Russia or to move forward. Kamchatka is also a very active region for earthquakes, just in case you were getting comfortable. But you'll find that all of this is worth it when you see the beauty it offers. It's almost a magical dreamland that reminds you of the power the Earth has over us, and how small and insignificant we truly are. Number 2. Acapulco, Mexico. Acapulco is known for its paradisiac beaches, its amazing street food, and for being the playground of celebrities such as Elizabeth Taylor, the Kennedys, and even Frank Sinatra. But nowadays, it isn't the perfect holiday destination you might expect. Like in many other cities in Mexico, the drug trafficking business has spiked violence and terror all over the territory, and gunfights and gang-related killings are an everyday occurrence. The many small cartels that exist there are in a constant turf war, which can get extremely dangerous, as we all very well know. And despite the colossal efforts of law enforcement, there's very little they can do. So if you don't mind a side of murder with your burrito,
Right. Or show up there and then next thing you know, you a drug mule. By no choice either.
Acapulco is the place to go. Despite the government statements indicating that the violence in the city only exists in the outlaw zones and not in the touristic zones, accidents were so numerous and so close together that tourism has dropped significantly over the years. So, unless you're a trained soldier or a highly skilled policeman, I would recommend staying away from Acapulco. The once tropical paradise turned into an absolute hell of gang violence and death, and is no longer a relaxing environment, if you ask me. Number 1. Troll's Tongue, Norway. Troll's Tongue in Norway is a beautiful and imposing rock formation that overlooks a lake. Lots of people flock there every year to take daring pictures and to enjoy the view from what seems to be the top of the world. But beware, the picture you went there to take might very well be your last. With a 980-foot drop, it has been the death of many visitors that had the misfortune of slipping and plummeting to a gory and certain death. But unfortunately, despite all the warnings of danger, people are still attracted to the site because of its breathtaking views and ambience. And not only the Troll's Tongue presents no security features, to get there, you must endure a 12-hour hike that seems to be extremely challenging, and can only be accessed during the times of year when there is no longer any trace of snow. But even without snow, it's still a very rough terrain, and it can present a real difficulty for people that are not used to it. If you ever decide to go visit the Troll's Tongue, make sure you do the hike with a certified guide to help you during the difficult spots. And also, whatever you do, never stand too close to the edge. As it turns out, everything that's worth...
Y'all are dangerous. Y'all are just dangerous. I'm gonna continue to watch y'all from afar and just give you the thumbs up. Be like, yep, you looking good. I can see you from here.
Something in life comes with a certain amount of danger. It's up to you to draw the line wherever you want it to be.
Oh yeah, we drew a huge line. Everything on this list we not touching, including Acapulco, drug mules and Queen of the South and all that type of stuff like that. Yeah, you. Don't give me the middle finger. Yeah, man. Listen, if y'all ever been to any of these places or any of these tourist destinations, bro, just thank goodness you made it back safe and sound. That's all I'm gonna say, fam. And I wouldn't try it 2 times. The first time you was lucky, don't try it again. All right? You got it out your system? Then do that. All right? So timestamp what y'all thought was the craziest thing y'all saw in this video or these destinations, man. All right? And y'all get at me in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Stick around and stay tuned, man. Until the next reaction, I'm out. Peace, y'all. Stay solid. Hey.